This is IA Forward, your playbook for success as an independent insurance agent. Here to help you knock it out of the ballpark are your hosts, Shane Tatum and Tonya Lead.
Welcome to IA Forward. This is a big week. It's the beginning of the holiday season.
Favorite time of the year for me? I'm more Christmas, but I love initiating this time of year right around Thanksgiving and right before Thanksgiving. I get excited about that, and I don't know why. I'm not a gift person. I don't necessarily love getting gifts. I don't mind giving gifts, but receiving it, I'm terrible about it. But it's just something about this time of year. Maybe it's family, maybe it's food. It's a really strong chance that's really what it is.
I think people are nicer this time of year. I think you take more time to smile at people when you have interactions and you say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I think that just in general, the population may be just a tad more kind and more patient during the month of December.
It's just like a truce thing. It's like the world says, we're just going to go on a truce right now, go into this time of year where we're just going to be better people. We're going to be nicer. I think there's something to that because it feels like we're just in this societal war over all kinds of different things. And so we come to this time of year and everybody's just like, okay, pause, truce, let's just be nicer. If we could just do that in April or July, it would be so much more fun.
Plus, all of your favorite movies are on TV. You get to see Elf, you get to see A Christmas Story, Love Actually, The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
Yeah, this is true. It really may be, I thought maybe it was food. Maybe it's movies. Maybe it's that, right? A Christmas Vacation. Maybe that's what I love about this time of year. Nonetheless, it's super exciting to me.
So in the next 7 days, there are some fun holidays that we can really use in our small business. Obviously, Thanksgiving is this Thursday, but beyond that, we have Black Friday, we have Small Business Saturday, we have Cyber Monday, and then we have Giving Tuesday.
Black Friday is no longer Black Friday. It's Thursday afternoon, and maybe it's Thursday morning, and they just skip Thanksgiving altogether and start putting on sales all day. And where does the end point happen? Somebody had some kind of Black Friday sale in October. It was weird. Why do we have to do that? Why can't we just all agree Black Friday is going to start traditionally at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. when the stores open?
Do you remember Mervyn's? Was Mervyn's a thing in Texas?
It wasn't, but I know Mervyn's.
So Mervyn started opening at midnight. And then the Walmart, I think, started opening at midnight. And so it moved from an early 6 a.m. to a midnight thing.
I like how you just called it the Walmart.
You don't put the in front of Walmart?
I don't.
You don't go to the Walmart or the Target?
I don't go to the Walmart or the Target. I just go to Walmart or to Target.
My Louisiana roots come out sometimes.
Yeah, that was classic. I love it.
Yeah, it's the Walmart, it's the Amazon.
The Amazon, yeah. I just want to stop with the madness of the one-up. That's where we have gotten to. We've been there for a long time, I know, but I don't really see the end in sight. One day somebody's going to say Black Friday sale on August 1st. Hey, we're always Black Friday. I don't know. It just takes away the luster of the excitement. And even though I'm not a shopper, even though I've never participated in Black Friday, I understand it.
My whole Black Friday experience got messed up in 2012 or 2013. For me, the Friday after Thanksgiving at 11 a.m. was either in Tiger Stadium or in Little Rock or Fayetteville, Arkansas, or in front of my television with my leftovers to watch LSU and Arkansas play. And then when they put Texas A&M and Missouri in the SEC, and they decided we didn't get to play Arkansas then anymore, that we were going to play Texas A&M, and then move it to Saturday, it completely messed up my day after Thanksgiving Black Friday day. I haven't gotten over it. It's been a decade, but I have yet to get over it.
I know that my wife in college, I think it was the same thing with A&M in Texas. There was that day she spent a couple of post Thanksgivings in Kyle Field at Texas A&M, and we lost that that tradition, right? When A&M moved over and they're no longer in the same conference, they haven't played, etc. And that's a great example of this chasing the dollar, losing tradition. And as a consumer, it really bugs me.
However, now it gives us a really fun rivalry within the organization. Was it last year or 2 years ago that actually sent purple and gold flowers to Julie right before Thanksgiving for that? And, it kind of creates a fun rivalry between us. But beyond that, for some reason, the whole world doesn't get it.
No, and I mean, it created a great game in the 7 or 8 overtime game between A&M and LSU. And we would have never had that if we wouldn't have had that break in tradition. There is some positives in that. Maybe I'm too pessimistic about this, and I just want some of those traditions around our holiday season to just not be messed up.
So today is Monday. Small Business Saturday is this coming Saturday, so that's 5 days away. What are your thoughts in how our agencies can best support Small Business Saturday?
We have this idea of other small businesses who may be our customers. If you're in the commercial space, hopefully they're your customers. If they're not your customers, maybe they're your peer group. Maybe there's some cross-marketing opportunities here and supporting those small businesses in your community because you are a small business. Insurance agents may not see themselves in that light because you can't discount things. You can't do the same things that a retailer can do that maybe the Small Business Saturday is meant for. But what you can do is you can market things. You can be something that supports them, and you can do that and build your brand at the same time. The other thing that I would say is you could market yourself around being the risk manager and providing the coverage. Do you have the coverage you need for all the foot traffic? Do you have the coverage you need for your online sales platform? Are you where you need to be? Because they're thinking about their sales. And so there's an opportunity that maybe we could think about even going into next year about how do we ramp up our insurance agency to support small business as their risk manager.
I think we also have some unique opportunities here when it comes to social media. If you want to do something really fun and lift up other small businesses around you, go shop there on that day. Take a selfie while you're there. And you can do like one little post an hour. Hey, I'm shopping at X, Y, and Z today. They're doing 70% off. I'm having Small Business Saturday breakfast at Molly's Diner. And you can actually do a Small Business Saturday campaign on your social media throughout the day, making sure to post where you're at, where you're taking those selfies. Take them with your family, or maybe even if you have junior high or high school or college kids that want to participate with you, put them in charge of this project to help you create this. You can make a fun Small Business Saturday opportunity for your social media there.
We have this thing in the insurance industry where we just think, well, that doesn't apply to us. And I think that talking about a one-up strategy, being able to take yourself into that world and utilize that to brand and create awareness for your business is a incredible strategy that I don't see the insurance industry using. I think it's a fantastic strategy. One of the things that I think that we can think about piggybacking on the whole risk management and leading up to that is a lot of our small businesses have cyber exposure, and they don't think they have cyber exposure because they don't do online sales. But do they have cyber exposure? Their data collection, their taking credit cards, so many things that they're doing throughout the day, even if they don't have online sales. If they do have online sales, then it's probably a thought of theirs that I might need cyber. But if they don't have some type of online sales platform, if they're 100% face-to-face retail, they probably think, I don't need that. And man, have they missed it.
This is a great opportunity for Cyber Monday. So many people, when they go back into the office on Monday after the Thanksgiving holiday, you almost have that kind of food coma hangover thing going on after those 4 days of being off. It may be one of those things that if you have put in place some emails to go out talking about cyber coverage, the opportunity to get out of the office and go and talk to people about cyber coverage coverage, I think that would be just a tremendous opportunity for us from a small business perspective to use Cyber Monday to our advantage.
I think it's a place of educating. You want to approach this as the expert from an educational standpoint to your peer group in the small business sector, using that since they're getting front and center. It's sort of taking on this aura of national holiday type level stuff. And so they're being brought to the forefront. And there are some resources like the National Federation of Independent Businesses. And these are just resources out there that you can kind of tap into and look at. And when you think about the educational part and you as a risk manager, you just want to be able to say, how was your Saturday? How was your online sales? How's your business going? More consultative approach. It's not prying. It's how's business. And it's this deal of, do you carry cyber coverage? Do you carry this coverage? Because here's the deal. Most people with cyber, it's one of those things that they don't think it's going to happen to them. It's just one of those elements today. It's kind of reached more of that flood type product perspective. People in floodplains that are mandated to get flood insurance. People who aren't, maybe not, unless their bank or mortgage is requiring it of them. They're not buying flood insurance voluntarily, and most agents don't ask about it, which is also a problem. We're supposed to be the educators when it comes to insurance and risk coverage. If we're not asking, if we're not educating and telling the story of why a small business needs cyber, then they're not thinking about it until it's too late.
This podcast is not long enough, and I think neither you nor I are emotionally prepared to share the grand cyber story, which we will one day on this podcast. But, you as an agent may not even think that cyber is necessary. Let me tell you, it is.
I don't understand the mental block. I'm guilty of it with certain things in my life. Not cyber, not anymore. It's just one of those areas, and we all have them. We all have those areas of our life where that really stinks. It happened to that person. I feel bad for them, but that'll never happen to me. Insurance in general, some consumers, some people think that it doesn't matter. Home-based businesses that are more virtual, businesses that don't have physical storefronts, that don't carry insurance coverage unless they are working under a contract that requires them to. That's insane. Business owners that are investing capital and putting capital at risk that don't see value in insurance, it says to me that we're not doing a good enough job as an industry, and we're not doing a good enough job as risk managers and professionals of convincing these small business owners of the risk they're taking. They're one mistake away from losing it all. They're one mistake away from bankruptcy, potentially, especially in the cyber realm. And not having the coverage in place basically means, for a visual, you're just running naked through the streets of New York City.
I have no words. Thank you.
You're welcome. They talk about that dream where you're walking down the street or you're walking into the building or whatever, and it's been very popularized in movies, and you realize halfway through the walk that you're naked. That's what business owners are doing.
Did you just say naked, Nekkid, that you're naked?
Naked.
As opposed to naked.
It's not naked, it's naked.
Oh, gracious. And you get on to me about saying the Walmart.
It may be spelled N-A, but it's pronounced N-E.
Nekkid, naked.
That's right, naked. For you Southerners, just connecting with you there. For you Northerners, welcome to the South. That's what business owners, our peer group, and maybe that's this emotional thing that we need to tap into, we need to think about. Like, why as an independent agency do you carry E&O insurance? And the answer probably for a lot of agents, I hope not, but it could be because I have to carry it for my license. I have to carry it for my insurance carrier contract. They require it of me. And that's why I carry E&O insurance. We just fell into the trap that we complain about our customers falling into when it comes to, well, I only have insurance because my bank requires it, because my contractor requires it. We have to move into a more realistic, no, you should carry E&O insurance as an insurance agent because stuff happens. And you don't want to be bankrupt. You don't want to spend years and years and years growing a business and have it exposed or naked. We spend all these years, some of us, it's our life's work, and we're so emotional about it. And the answer to that question should never be, I carry E&O insurance because my carrier requires it or the Department of Insurance requires it. If you ask your business owner, can I help you with your risk management? Can I help you with your insurance coverage? And you ever get, because you will, from virtual businesses and small businesses, oh, I don't have insurance. Are you kidding me? It's an opportunity for education, and it's there.
I've been watching on social media, there's a new side hustle that I'm seeing pop up about helping people invest following that MLM thing. And I think it's like $129. You get to take this course, and then you have this financial mentor that helps you do this. And I saw someone this week that I know has bought into this particular org, and she was talking about that, you take her $129 course, and then you become an expert on putting homes on VRBO. I thought it was kind of interesting, and she had a little code that you could listen to it. So I listened to it while I was doing laundry, and at no point in time during any of this did it ever come up that if you were renting part of your home out on VRBO, that you needed insurance coverage for this. And, I actually reached out to her and I said, hey, did you know that your home insurance doesn't cover this, or that you need to? And she's like, no, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's the educational opportunity. And I've been saying for a few years that it's a marketer's world. The next iteration of that is it's a marketing and educator's world. And marketing is going to be taking on this form of education and knowledge sharing. And that's the expert level thing that we're looking for when it comes to how we are promoting our business, how we are marketing our business. Is we want to be knowledge sharing. That is not just share a social media post. It includes it, but that's not the end all. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe it's something that you need to do locally. Maybe it's a lunch and learn. Maybe it's so many different things. Be creative, but think about you as an educator versus I have to get a lead and make a sale. That's the brain mindset of the historical insurance approach. Is I have to get a lead and then I have to close that lead. I believe the future of where we're going as agents is I need to educate. And the natural progression of that is leads will come. Sales will be easier. Leads will be easier because I am the knowledge source for why you need to do that. You're plugging into that and becoming that expert.
We have an agent down in the Austin area, Brian Besh at Techstar Integra, and he is the master at this. He has so much knowledge about so many different things that he has actually trained his customers that if they need a financial advisor, they call Brian to find out who to use. If they need a CPA, they call Brian. If they need to know who they need to hire for an attorney, they call Brian. And he has just kind of become this hub of knowledge for his client. His clients aren't going to leave and go anywhere else.
No. And he educates himself. Step one is we've been talking in our industry about becoming a trusted advisor. We went down this path of Trusted Choice, the Independent Agency Association. We talk about all these things. We throw some words around. We don't really talk about the practical steps to actually implement this or become this. It's just, let's go do this. Let's be this. That's the thing that's really resonated with me. Whereas for Brian spent years and continues to educate himself on being that expert so that he is the expert and he comes across as the expert to his customers and his prospects. He doesn't worry about making sales. He only talks about and thinks about being that knowledge source. And it's a natural progression. Will you just take care of my stuff for me? The sales process and the close of the sale is pretty much a non-event if you're the expert, because most sane people that you want as a customer are going to do is naturally gravitate to you to become their advisor, their agent. Most sane people are not going to go, hey, thank you for investing all that knowledge and time in me. I'm going to go over here and do business with this other guy. And the ones that actually make that decision to do that, which is what I think we fear, let them go, because they're not going to be good customers anyway. Because if that's where they're at, if that's where their mindset is, then I promise you they don't have the same values in what you're trying to do as an agent. They are totally different. They are shoppers, they are price attackers, and you need to just let them walk away. That's the thing, is we have trouble with where that line is and figuring out how to not get caught up in that.
Or let's give another option to letting that client walk away. Sometimes our agencies aren't in a position where we can do that financially. I think one of the things that we've done at our home office agency in Huntington is we've actually created a program for that. If you don't want to do this, then we're going to put you in this one place. We're going to give you this one option, and it doesn't have the same kind of service load. It doesn't have the same kind of customer experience. But if that customer is looking at walking away because of price and it doesn't feel good for you, then already have a process in place. Okay, this is the one option I can give you, but know internally that it doesn't come with the same customer experience.
Yeah, the fancy term for that over the last several years ago became customer segmentation. And there's a real opportunity there to do that. You don't have to treat everyone the same way when it comes to the customer experience. They don't have to get the same level of services. We did it because of our small town nature. I call it the grocery store plan. It's that plan of, we didn't want to really say no because we might see them in the grocery store later that day. We don't want to say no because we don't know if it's so-and-so's cousin that they're going to see at Thanksgiving a few days later. It's a reality of small town rural areas. Maybe not as big of a deal in the urban or metro or suburban areas, but it can be a big deal for our smaller town communities.
Giving Tuesday. It's a day that was created in 2012 with the simple idea of creating a global movement to inspire people to give, collaborate, and celebrate generosity.
So we're more giving this day, right? Is that what we're trying to do? We're trying to be more giving on...
Yes, we're trying to be more giving. There are lots of larger companies that will match monetary donations on Giving Tuesdays. I think it's an opportunity for our agencies to get out in the public, whether they're embracing an opportunity to maybe go to get a Salvation Army angel off an angel tree together, or get out in the community, maybe ring the bell on Giving Tuesday. But I think there are some tremendous opportunities usually within different people's communities for your agency to be a part of Giving Tuesday, that it doesn't necessarily cost money.
Giving Tuesday, it just sounded like money to me. It just sounded like you're asking me to give some money somewhere. And what you're saying is it's not all just about that. It could be, but does giving come in different forms, or is it just open your wallet?
I think that giving of time is usually more valuable than giving of money. But I think this is just one of those places that Giving Tuesday, coming off this spend consumerism from Friday to Monday, I think it maybe is a time to take a deep breath and step back and maybe just kind of get back to an even keel when it comes to the charitable season of giving. How's that?
My brain here is like, man, we did this wrong. I need to talk to whoever created this thing, because this should have been Giving Wednesday before the Thursday of Thanksgiving, because everybody's broke on Tuesday after all of it's happened, right? I would think Giving Wednesday and being a prequel to Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday would have had a more profound effect than Giving Tuesday when everybody's broke.
I think it's extremely valid. And maybe Giving Tuesday is more of, you can look at it more of, making someone smile. What is the Dolly Parton quote? It's one of my favorites. If you see someone without a smile, give them yours. So maybe it's more that idea of giving, helping a stranger out, and then, showing up for those issues that we do feel passionate about, and maybe we forget about this time of year.
I think that we need more Giving Tuesdays throughout the year. I know that there's some other folks out there. Gary V's on this niceness kick. He's not wrong. He's a marketer guy, got a pretty big following, and he's on this kick about just be nice. What's missing from the world is just being nice. And I agree. People are, for whatever reason, wherever they are in their life, you don't know what somebody's going on. I know that we have an individual here who has a no honking policy. She drives, and Holly has this thing about no honking because one of the things that this kind of came from was she didn't know what that person might be going through, and it kind of hit her that her honking at him or her, who knows what that did to them. It might have sent them over the edge or something like that. It is awesome this time of year. I do think that this idea of reminder of Giving Tuesday, that we just need to be a little nicer. We just need to think about that. And if you do meet someone that's kind of having a rough day, you don't know that happens to us in our businesses. We get customers calling and yelling about insurance. Sometimes they're just jerks. But a lot of times, something's going on in their life, and you just happen to catch it. And we talk to our people about having that empathy all the time in customer service and realizing that kill them with niceness, that goes a long way in our businesses.
So I'm going to leave us today with this quote from Terry Marshall. The holiday season is a perfect time to reflect on our blessings and seek out ways to make life better for those around us.
Attitude's a choice. Make a great one.
Bye, y'all.
Ready to get the ball rolling with your independent agency? Learn more at IntegraAgent.com. That's IntegraAgent.com. Thank you for joining us on IA Forward. Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now, or learn more at IAForward.com.